welcome to the deep dive. So you've shared some really interesting material about freebeat and this whole concept of AI actually creating dance choreography.
Yeah, it's quite something.
We're going to, well, dive into it today. Is AI really set to change how we look at dance fitness? Make it something for, well, almost anyone?
That's the big question, isn't it?
See what these sources, mainly the freebeat site info you sent, tell us, especially how freebeat is tackling it.
Right. And looking at that freebeat material, what jumps out immediately is this blend,
A blend.
Yeah, of like high energy music, intricate choreography, but maybe intricate isn't the right word. Let's say carefully designed moves.
Okay.
And then obviously the cutting edge tech behind it all.
The AI part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The goal seems pretty clear. Workouts that aren't just, good for you physically, but are genuinely engaging, innovative, personalized.
Yeah, personalized feels key here. And for you listening, maybe you want to get up to speed on this fast without getting bogged down in tech talk. This deep dive should sort of shortcut that for you, give you the core concepts, especially from freebeat's angle.
Sounds like a plan.
Our mission today, extract the key insights. How is AI impacting dance fitness? So, okay, where do we start with this AI dance revolution?
Well, a good place is probably how it actually works. How did this AI choreography even come about?
Right.
What's really interesting is how these algorithms, they analyze just vast amounts of data.
Like what kind of data?
Existing dance patterns, for one, but also just fundamental human movement, biomechanics almost.
Yeah.
And critically, the music itself, its structure, tempo, feel.
Okay.
And that lets the AI generate routines that are hopefully exciting, but also crucially pretty easy to follow along with.
So it's not just random moves thrown together. It actually understands like dance principles.
That's the idea. Think of it like the AI is learning the grammar of dance.
Grammar of dance. I like that.
Yeah. It understands transitions, energy levels, which muscles are used. And when you move, the system sees how you match up to its sort of internal map.
And figures out if I'm nailing it or flailing.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It sees where you're in sync, where you might need help. And then it uses that info to tweak what comes next.
Okay.
And the big benefit here, as the info suggests, is that it caters to, well, everyone. From total beginners.
Like me, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps. To seasoned pros. The AI aims to generate stuff that feels right, but still pushes you a bit.
And freebeat.ai is mentioned specifically as using this.
Yes, platforms like freebeat.ai are highlighted. And the really intriguing part is that real-time adaptation. The workout changing based on your movements, your preferences, right there and then.
That real-time bit sounds huge. I've definitely tried following dance videos where I just fall hopelessly behind.
Right, we've all been there.
The idea that the AI could actually notice that and maybe simplify things, that's a game changer.
It really tackles that common frustration, doesn't it?
Right.
Where it's either too simple and boring or just impossible.
Totally.
And if you zoom out, this whole one-size-fits-all issue, it's always been a problem in fitness.
For sure.
AI offers a way to genuinely personalize things. And think about the variety. The text mentions AI building, like endless combinations of moves.
So no more workout boredom. That's a big selling point.
A huge one. Getting stuck in a rut kills motivation so fast.
Tell me about it.
And it's not just variety for variety's sake. These routines can dynamically shift based on how you're doing.
How so?
Well, if you're getting the hang of it, really performing well, it might introduce slightly more complex steps or faster transitions.
Okay.
But if you're finding a section tough, it could simplify it on the fly. That keeps you in the optimal heart rate zone, keeps you engaged, keeps you motivated,
So freebeat.ai specifically, they're really leaning into this, not just generic routines, but figuring out my rhythm, giving feedback.
That seems to be the core message. The info emphasizes how their AI curates workouts for your individual rhythm and provides that real-time feedback loop.
Which makes it feel more like a partnership, maybe, less like just following instructions.
Exactly. It's more interactive, more engaging than just, say, putting on a YouTube video.
Okay, got the personalized, adaptable routines. But what about the music? Because honestly, the right track makes or breaks a workout for me.
Oh, absolutely crucial. And that's another area where AI is making, well, pretty impressive strides.
How does it work with music?
What's really fascinating is the AI's ability to deeply understand the music.
Yeah.
It's not just picking a song with the right BPM.
Oh, no.
No, it's analyzing the structure, finding the strong beats, the underlying rhythms, the shifts in intensity, the tempo.
Wow. Okay.
And then it crafts the dance movements to perfectly sync with those musical cues. So it feels like the music is actually driving the movement.
Like the choreography flows from the music, not just with it.
Precisely. The aim is a dance session that feels incredibly fluid, almost intuitive. It helps you get in the zone and, maybe push yourself a little harder without even realizing it.
So yeah, definitely not just hitting shuffle on a playlist. There's actual intelligence matching the moves and music.
That's the core idea. And the text mentions freebeat.ai's intelligent music integration. It even suggests you could potentially use your own favorite tracks.
Really?
And the AI would generate choreography that flows perfectly with them. Imagine that.
Okay, that has a whole other level of this is for me, dancing to my favorite song with moves made for that song.
Exactly. Makes it way more immersive, right?
Definitely. Now, styles, we touched on that. If I like hip hop, but my friend likes salsa, does the AI get that?
It seems so. Based on the info, these AI platforms learn your preferences for dance styles.
Okay.
So whether it's salsa, hip hop, contemporary, maybe even ballet-inspired moves, the AI can tailor routines to match your taste.
And fitness goals, too. Like if I want more cardio versus strength.
Yes, it apparently factors that in as well. So you get the right fitness benefits, cardio, strength coordination within the style you actually enjoy.
So it's kind of like having a personal dance coach who just gets you.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
And the freebeat.ai info specifically says you can select preferred styles, difficulty levels, even the overall workout intensity.
Giving you quite a bit of control.
A lot of control. It's about tailoring the journey to you.
And this real-time feedback, it's not just at the start setting preferences, but all the way through.
Correct. That feedback loop is constant. The AI is watching well, sensing your movements, and adjusting.
So if I stumble on a sequence,
It might simplify it immediately, make it a bit easier to grasp.
and if I'm cruising through,
It might layer in a bit more challenge, a trickier variation, maybe faster tempo, keeps you in that sweet spot, challenged but not frustrated.
that avoids the whole giving up because it's too hard thing.
Exactly. And freebeat.ai's smart tracking technology is mentioned as giving instant feedback, not just adjusting difficulty, but helping you refine your actual movements.
Like improving my technique.
Yeah, helping you get the form right, making the workout more effective, safer too, probably, maximizing the benefits.
Okay, this all sounds pretty impressive. Personalized, synced, adaptable. But the big claim, AI dance apps are the future of fitness. Why? What's the core appeal making people say that?
I think fundamentally it boils down to making workouts genuinely fun,
You
engaging.
get you away from the grind.
Precisely. We talked about avoiding monotony. AI keeps things fresh. Plus, the text mentions gamification is often built in.
Like earning points or badges.
Exactly. Unlocking new levels, new choreography. It taps into that human desire for achievement, for progress, makes it feel less like a chore.
Turning exercise into a bit of a game. I can see how that would work.
For sure. And freebeat.ai seems to embrace this, mentioning interactive challenges and even competitions.
Adding a social, maybe competitive edge.
Yeah, which can be a huge motivator for some people.
Yeah.
But beyond the fun, there's a really important accessibility and inclusivity angle too.
How so?
Because the AI can tailor things so precisely, it genuinely caters to all skill levels. Complete newbie, it starts you gently. Experienced dancer, it can throw down a real challenge.
So less intimidating for beginner.
Much less. The info mentions everything from beginner warm-ups to advanced routines. And because it's mostly online platforms,
Anyone can access it anywhere.
pretty much, it breaks down geographical barriers, creates potentially huge online communities. Freebeat.ai's mission statement, according to the text, is explicitly about making these workouts accessible to everyone, regardless of experience.
That's quite powerful. Fitness that feels welcoming, maybe even something you actually look forward to. Okay, lots on the tech.
Yeah.
What about the actual benefits? Physical, mental, combining dance and fitness this way.
Right, the why bother question. The text highlights that dance uniquely blends cardio, coordination, and creativity.
Okay.
Physically, obviously, dancing gets your heart rate up, burns calories, it's great
Real
cardio.
standard fitness stuff.
Sure, but the AI routines, especially more advanced ones, often bring in movements that really work your core, improve balance, rhythm, things you might miss in other workouts.
Yeah.
Freebeat.ai specifically talks about high-energy workouts, improving endurance, and overall physical health.
So it might be more well-rounded than just hitting the treadmill.
It engages different systems, definitely. And, crucially, the benefits aren't just physical. Dance is fantastic for mental well-being.
How does that work?
Well, there's the endorphin release from moving to music,
Mhm.
natural stress relief, mood booster. That's well documented.
The runner's high, but for dancing.
Sort of, yeah. Plus, the act of learning and mastering choreography. That builds confidence. Self-esteem gets a real boost when you finally nail a tricky sequence.
Yeah, I can totally see that. That sense of accomplishment is real.
Absolutely. It's that mix, physical effort, creative expression, mental focus that makes it so potent.
Okay, so it's beneficial on its own, but how does it fit into like a bigger fitness picture if someone already lifts weights or runs?
Good question. Does it replace other stuff or complement it? The text suggests it's very complementary. Well, you might do it for fun. Dance seriously enhances mobility, flexibility, stamina, things that help in all physical activities.
So doing dance could actually make you better at your other workouts.
Potentially, yes. The variety of movement can target muscles often neglected in more linear exercises like running or cycling.
Makes sense. A more holistic approach.
Exactly. And AI can potentially help build that holistic program too. The text mentions apps tracking progress, maybe suggesting diet tips, even scheduling how dance fits with your other training.
Integrating it all.
Right. Freebeat.ai, according to the info, aims for a full body workout experience beyond just dance, incorporating wellness insights and progress tracking. It points towards a really integrated, personalized health system.
This whole field feels like it's moving super fast. What's next? What does the future look like for AI dance and fitness?
It's exciting to think about. The text hints at AI getting even more personal. Imagine programs learning your unique movement style.
My specific way of moving.
Yeah, your quirks, your strengths, and then creating routines perfectly tailored not just to your preferences, but to your actual body mechanics.
Yeah.
And we touched on the music thing. Maybe platforms that generate totally original choreography just based on your Spotify playlist.
That would be wild. Ultimate personalization.
Totally. And then there's other tech trends mentioned. VR and AR, virtual and augmented reality.
Oh, yeah. How would that work?
Imagine putting on a headset and suddenly you're dancing in a virtual studio or on a beach or on stage. Really immersive experiences.
Taking the engagement level way up.
Exactly. Or platforms for collaborative dancing, virtual group classes, maybe even global dance competitions, all powered by AI and VR.
It really starts blurring lines, doesn't it? Fitness, gaming, entertainment, social connection.
It does. It's a fascinating convergence.
Okay, before we wrap up, the info packet also had some specifics on Freebeat's current offerings. Might be good to quickly touch on those for context.
Sure, yeah. The website snapshot mentioned a couple of deals like free
Yeah.
shipping on their bikes and a spring and Easter sale with up to $650 off. Also, 0% financing for 24 months.
Standard e-commerce stuff, but good to know.
Yeah.
What about actual products?
They featured a few bikes.
Yeah.
The Elliott bike in a Moonbow beige.
Catchy name.
Yeah. the boom bike in Arctic White, and something called the Morph Rover,
Morph Rover.
described as the world's first all-terrain 2-in-1 fat tire e-bike. Sounds interesting.
Definitely different.
They also mentioned having classes, a partnership with Les Mills, that's a big name in fitness content,
Right.
and of course the freebeat app for Android and iOS, which is likely where the AI magic happens.
Got it. And the website has the usual sections: bikes, sales, classes, reviews, our story.
Pretty standard layout, yeah. It gives people different ways to explore what they offer.
Okay, great context. So, summing up this deep dive, it feels pretty clear AI is genuinely shaking things up in dance fitness,
Yeah, I think the key takeaways are it's making workouts way more personalized,
tailored to the individual,
really engaging, often using gamification,
making it fun,
much more accessible to different fitness levels and locations,
breaking down barriers.
and offering solid benefits for both physical health and, importantly, mental well-being.
And platforms like Freebie are right at the forefront of this wave.
They certainly seem to be positioning themselves that way, using AI to carve out a unique fitness niche.
And hopefully for you listening, this has given you that solid, efficient understanding of the trend, cutting through some of the noise.
Yeah, it really highlights how tech can genuinely enhance fitness, make it more enjoyable, maybe more sustainable for people.
Definitely. So, final thought to leave everyone with. Considering how personalized AI can make dance fitness, where else in your own fitness or wellness routine could benefit from that kind of super tailored approach?
That's a really interesting question to ponder.
Food for thought as AI keeps weaving itself into our lives. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.